dive into the late 1980s, an era of significant change for China. Under the leadership of Deng Xiaoping, China was shifting from a centrally planned economy to a more market-oriented one. This economic reform, known as opening up, brought about unprecedented growth and international recognition. Yet beneath this shiny veneer of progress, discontent brewed. The rapid economic transformation led to an increase in corruption, a rampant issue that left many Chinese citizens feeling disenfranchised. Inflation was high, and the cost of living soared, leading to widespread dissatisfaction. Moreover, despite the economic freedoms, political freedom was still a far-off dream for many, especially the youth. These university students, the future of China, were deeply frustrated. They yearned for a political system that reflected their aspirations and dreams, one that would allow them to voice their concerns without fear of retaliation. The stage was set for a call to change, a call that would echo through the vast expanse of Tiananmen Square. Amidst this unrest, the death of Hu Yaobang, a liberal reformer, sparked the flame of protest. In the throes of sorrow, students began to gather in Tiananmen Square, mourning the loss of a leader who had championed the cause of reform. Their grief soon transformed into a powerful call to action, demanding not only political reform but also the freedom of speech, the very freedoms Hu Yaobang had advocated for. As days turned into weeks, the square became a sea of determined faces. The students' peaceful sit-in evolved into a hunger strike, a poignant symbol of their desperation and commitment. They yearned for a future where their voices mattered, where their opinions would not be stifled. Their hunger was not just for food, but for freedom and democracy. In response to this swelling tide of dissent, the government declared martial law. Tanks rolled into the city, and soldiers marched in lockstep, their stern faces a stark contrast to the hopeful students. Yet the declaration of martial law did not quell the protests. Instead, it only steeled the resolve of the students, who remained undeterred in the face of mounting pressure. Despite the escalating tension, the protests remained largely peaceful, a testament to the students' commitment to their cause. As the world watched, the peaceful protest was about to take a tragic turn. In the early hours of June 4, 1989, the Chinese government launched a crackdown on the protesters. The scene in Tiananmen Square transformed to one of chaos and violence as the military was deployed. Tanks and armored vehicles rolled in, and troops armed with rifles and bayonets advanced on the crowds. The suppression was brutal and unrelenting, the exact number of casualties remaining unknown to this day, with estimates ranging from several hundreds to potentially thousands. In the aftermath, the government initiated a wave of arrests, silencing those who dared to speak against the regime. The world watched in horror and disbelief. The international community responded swiftly with widespread condemnation and sanctions against China. Yet, despite the crackdown, the spirit of the protest, the call for democracy and reform, remained undeterred. The quest for democracy and reform was drowned in the heart of Beijing, leaving a scar that is yet to heal. The Tiananmen Square Protests of 1989 were a pivotal moment in Chinese history. They began as a student-led demonstration calling for democracy and reforms. The late 1980s marked a time of change, but the government's violent crackdown on the protesters left a tragic imprint. Despite this, the world remembers the bravery of the students and their quest for freedom. Today, the event is heavily censored in China, a stark contrast to its global recognition. While the event remains a sensitive and censored topic in China, the world remembers the Tiananmen Square protests as a testament to the human spirit's quest for freedom and democracy.